Ontario Premier Doug Ford's government has tabled legislation to break apart the Peel region. It's just west of Toronto. Now, this will have a major impact on about 1.5 million people. Peel currently includes the cities of Mississauga and Brampton, two of the largest municipalities in Canada, as well as the town of Caledon. Here's Ontario's Municipal Affairs Minister speaking earlier at the provincial legislature.
My focus is on service delivery, right? I want to make sure that the process, those frontline services that I think are key, and that's really the message to the people who live in Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon, that the services that you receive today, I want to be preserved and strengthened as of January 1st, 2025. That's the goal.
CBC's Ithil Musa joins us live. Ithil, great to see you. So this is being dubbed a big breakup.
Yes, indeed, and I would have to say the big elephant in the room today, Hannah, was, of course, cost. How much is this going to cost the municipalities? Mississauga and Brampton are the third and fourth largest cities in the province. There's also Caledon, that's a member of the region just north of Toronto. This act is called the Hazel-McCallion Act, which is fitting considering the former Mississauga mayor had been long pushing for the three municipalities to be independent, or at least her municipality to be independent. The current mayor of Mississauga today, Bonnie Crombie, is very, very happy. Both leaders argued for quite a while that Mississauga was really inheriting sort of the burden, the financial burden of this sort of amalgamated region. It's something that received a bit of pushback, particularly from Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown. He argues that, his city has contributed to this region, and if these three municipalities are going to go their separate ways, it's very important for his city to be made whole. Here's a little more of what he had to say about that today.
Economic development will grind to a halt. Housing will grind to a halt if we're not made whole. I'm grateful the Premier said very unequivocally that we'll be made whole, and I appreciate his reassurance to us, because it would be catastrophic for property taxes if that wasn't the case. And so it's really reassuring that at the start of this process, the Premier has said that we'll be made whole on what is owed to the city of Brampton.
So there are some concerns about whether Brampton and Mississauga can work out those financial arrangements in a friendly way. So how is that being addressed, Ithil?
Well, it's interesting. At today's announcement, one reporter, commented about how when one mayor spoke, the other one was kind of making faces. However, Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie, she says she's committed to making sure this works. As I mentioned, earlier, this is something that Mississauga has long wanted. This is a little bit about what she had to say about what that process will look like and the commitment she's making to it.
We will be able to work this out amicably, and I think we have a very professional, very cordial relationship. Of course, we have our differences. We have our differences of opinion as well, and that'll all be evident and unfolded as we go through the audit process. And we've already approved the terms of reference for the audit, and I look forward to opening our books so everyone can see for themselves the status of our finances and our reserves and what exactly Mississauga paid for the past 50 years towards the growth and the development of not only Mississauga but Brampton and Caledon. And of course, we'll always all be professional as we work together to the dissolution of the region of Peel.
Yeah, so Hannah, separating, these three municipalities is going to be quite tricky. It's going to be a very arduous process, but there will be a transitional board that's going to be established. It's a 5-member board, and they're going to be responsible really for parsing it all out. The goal really is to have all of this done in 3 years, and it will likely take that long to have these, municipalities, standing on their own.
So we're talking about this divorce, this breakup, and the mayor of Caledon referred to herself as the child in the divorce. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it is interesting, obviously. The big, dogs in the room are obviously Mississauga and Brampton, very large municipalities outside of Toronto proper, and they're also growing. But yes, there is also Caledon. The mayor of that municipality, Annette Groves, she did kind of joke about the fact that she's kind of a child in this really, really big divorce. She said it's not necessarily this sort of de-amalgamation solution. This is not something that everybody wanted, but she's very positive about the outcome, and here's some of what she had to say on that.
I had a great divorce. I didn't even use a lawyer. And my ex-husband comes in, lets my dog out, and takes my garbage out. What more can you ask for? So I think that this is the kind of divorce we're going to have here in Peel Region. So thank you.
Yes, a very positive outlook. Someone walking your dog for you, not doing a whole lot more. You know, she says, you know, her city is growing. And it's important also, Hannah, to note that the Ontario government says it also plans to install, you know, regional facilitators in the coming weeks to explore whether other cities and towns can also stand independently. And they include Durham, Halton, Niagara, Simcoe, Waterloo, and York.
Okay, Ethel Musa, thank you.
You're welcome.